Hello. 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 Hey, hey, hey. Well, got some people joining here. Hey, there's Sydney.
Hey,
Hey, what's going? I'm sorry, Chase.
either or, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Um, we'll wait a few minutes for everybody to get here, since it's just now about to be 7 o'clock. So, so have you ever done this live thing? Obviously, you haven't.
Not on this, no. I usually just hang out with my friends on these, like how you're doing
Oh, really? So that's what kids do nowadays.
it.
They
Or we
just
just FaceTime each other. We can go up to like 50 people.
You just like at home bored and like, hey, let's FaceTime
Pretty
because
much. Why not?
oh
Matthew.
um
Yeah, it's still a little weird. It's all right.
yeah, well, you're a little weird too, so that's okay.
It works.
No, Titans underscore. Sorry, my wife is having a hard time finding it. Did my wife have you in class?
Hi, Chase.
Hi.
Did she? There she is. Oh,
I
hi.
can't see her. I can't see her. You
Oh,
just
That's okay.
oh, she said that's
okay,
okay.
yeah. But no, I saw her. You just cut out to the TV more than her, so I couldn't really see.
Oh, yeah.
Titans Athletics Nation.
Yeah, Nation Athletics, Athletics Nation, something like that.
It's
Yeah,
Titan underscore nation underscore athletics.
what she said.
Oh, so he gave it to me backwards.
Oh, I gave it to her back. It's my fault. Yeah. Yeah. Well, is it 7? It's actually 7:01. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. To the people that are in here with us or on here with us or whatever you want to call it, um, I've got some questions that Chase, I'm going to try and get out of that habit of calling her Sydney, because when I had her back as a quiet little freshman, I called her Sydney, and I didn't even know that everybody called her Chase until this year, her senior year, and everybody was calling her Chase, and I said, "Who is Chase?" And they had to tell me that Chase is Sydney, so I'm in the habit of calling her Sydney. But anyways, I do have some questions she's prepared for, and some questions she may not be prepared for.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't sign up for that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. See, but what I'm calling an interactive interview does, um, is I'm hoping that one, it lets everybody get to know one of our senior athletes a little bit better. And tonight, obviously, yes, she is brave, Coach. Tonight, obviously, it is Chase, and she is a member of the swim team and the softball team. Um, but what I'm hoping this does is give everybody a chance to know our athletes, and not just on the field or in the pool, but just as a person, and just
Not very interesting, but I
say what?
guess I'm not very interesting.
No, you are. You definitely are. And as people get to know our athletes, just no telling where this could lead to. Um, but like I said, I've got questions I'm prepared to ask her. But obviously, as you folks that are jumping in here, when you guys have questions, I would rather you guys kind of dictate where the conversation goes more than me dictating where the conversation goes. So feel free to, type a question in there, and we'll do our best to keep up with them. And I mean, the screen's pretty small, so we'll do our best to keep up with them. But you know, so that's where we're at. And I hope to do this every week. Monday night, 7 o'clock, with a different athlete, and we'll just kind of see how this goes. And Chase is our test subject. Yes, everyone will behave. We will ignore those who don't. And if this does take a turn for the, ooh, look at that. Which is your favorite? You don't have to answer that one. I'll ask it in case people don't, see that. But which is your favorite sport, swim or softball? And again, you don't have to answer that one if you don't want to.
It's definitely softball.
Is it?
I love swim, but it's more of a workout for softball.
Okay. And all of us always hear Coach Parrish talk about what a tough workout swim is. And I am not disagreeing with that at all.
It's very tiring and challenging if you don't know what you're doing.
Especially if you swim like me, which is kind of like a brick. That's about how I swim, like a brick. But what's one of the toughest things that Coach Parrish has had you guys do?
Inside the pool or outside the pool?
Either.
Outside the pool, we have to run the whole school twice.
Okay.
And if we mess up, then we have to do another time. But usually it's just twice. And then we do a lot of like workouts inside of the hallway. But for inside the pool, basically a lot of it is how well you can do it. But it's usually when you have to do continuous early in the morning because we have early AM practices. But that is usually we do continuous underwater swimming for 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes.
All right. There's another good question. Since UHF doesn't have a pool, even though I try and talk freshmen into believing that there's a pool up
on the roof. Yes. Yeah. I do it all the time.
Yeah. See, so I'm not the only one.
No.
Where does UHS swim team practice at?
We practice at the Deltona YMCA, about like 10 minutes from the school.
Okay. And you hit on it real quick. What times do you guys practice?
We usually get there right when school ends. We have enough time, but with the traffic, it's really hard to get there on time. But it's usually from like 3:45 to 5:30.
Okay. And there's another time that you also practice that you mentioned earlier, right?
In the morning, it is 6 to 7:30. No, well, we have to get there at like around 5-ish, but 6 to 7:30.
Okay. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and look at one of my questions here. Have you grown up here in the Orange City area?
I have.
You have? And I know that at your age, a lot of times people are like, oh, get me out of here. I can't stand it. Are you one of those people that are like, I got to get out of Orange City? Or are you liking this area?
I mean, I like this area for sure, but I want to experience colder weather for sure.
Okay, so you're ready to head north.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, yeah. But now, if I'm not mistaken, where you signed to play softball is still here in Florida, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, and actually, it's even a little bit, you're down in the Tampa area?
Yeah.
Okay, where did you sign to go to play softball at?
Hillsborough Community College.
Okay, so you're definitely not going north?
No, but it's definitely near the beach, so it's nice water.
Yeah, and you will do some traveling. So, yeah, so maybe that'll be enough for you there. Hey, Coach, and let's see. And before you got into high school, were there other sports that you participated in? I mean, I know with softball, you guys play softball like straight out of the womb all year long, but were there other sports that you did too?
Not too much, more just softball. I mean, I do other sports for fun, but not really like competing not too much.
Okay.
More just participating and practicing for high school season.
Okay. All right. So all year round, straight out.
Oh, yeah.
Softball. Okay. All right. And Coach Story there says, what position do you play in softball?
I pitch and play first base.
All right. Do you have a favorite out of the two?
Pitching,
Pitching's definitely your favorite.
definitely my favorite.
And as far as with your college that you're going to, have they already locked you into a position there?
Pitching, I got signed for pitching specifically.
Okay. All right. And I'm sure you're excited for that.
Very excited.
Yeah, you're ready to like be there tomorrow if you could be.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, good, good. Um, let's see. And have well, okay, there's a all right. Coach Sanchez, our cheerleading coach, says, how long have you played softball?
I started T-ball at 5 years old and continued since then. So 5 years old.
Okay. And you're now 18, I'm guessing?
I will be 18.
Okay. So about 13 years then. All right. All right. And do you remember when you played T-ball? Were you one of the kids that ran the wrong way or anything like that?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I remember the team, but I don't remember if I did that.
Okay. I was just curious, just because, we all see those videos on Facebook of the kid running the wrong way or chasing after his own ball or something like that. So,
Oh, well, I guess I did now. My mom told me I did.
oh, you did? You ran the wrong way?
I guess so.
Good job, Mom. um, Coach Story wants to know your most strikeouts in a game. And did you ever throw a no-hitter?
I have thrown a no-hitter and I have thrown a shutout. But most strikeouts in a game, probably 5 or 6. I'm not for sure.
Okay. She said she can't count that high, Coach.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't count that high.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's very awesome.
Thank you.
Um, and Coach Sanchez says, don't worry, because she's got a son that plays baseball, so he probably started at T-ball too. She said they all run the wrong way. So,
It does.
yeah, yeah. Um, and let's see. Are you involved in any clubs at the high school?
I did SGA for 2 years
Okay.
and theater for 3 years, and I was an officer my junior year.
Officer in SGA or theater?
In theater.
Okay. And I know this is a question for later on, but since we're kind of into it right now, would you suggest to any incoming freshmen or even people that are still going to be there next year to getting involved with the clubs or sports or something, and why?
I truly think they should, because if you're not like showing like how much you want to be involved in the school, I feel like you're not really seeing the true meaning of high school. Because if you're just showing up, obviously you have to show up for classes, but if you don't show up and do outside things, then you're not really having fun. And I feel like you meet new friends and you get closer and like you get out of your comfort zone for sure. Like I got out of my comfort zone because at first I didn't think I was going to join anything, because I mean I like talking to people for sure, but usually not joining like big clubs and like doing big events. But honestly, I fell in love with joining clubs and meeting new people. Is definitely something I would recommend for everybody to do.
Okay, definitely. And it helps you, especially. Do you remember when you were a freshman? Were you one of the freshmen that kind of felt out of place or a little nervous or anything like that when you first started?
I was for sure nervous, but I was kind of excited because in middle school you didn't have much freedom whatsoever.
Right.
And I feel like now I feel older and more grown, and I was actually nervous but really excited to join high school as a freshman.
So joining those clubs, do you think that helps you adjust and feel like you have a place to, I don't know, a place to fit in, I guess?
For sure. You meet new people, hear new things, and you feel welcome to the school more.
Right, right. I really think that clubs are a place people don't take advantage of enough. It's just, you see kids walking around that you just know would benefit from it. But, and I
I
mean,
have
sports are the same
more
way.
fun at school.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Um, are you ready for one of those questions you didn't prepare for?
Sure.
Okay. Do you remember? Um, do you remember a time that you ever tried to slide something by one of your softball coaches?
Slide something by.
Yeah, like get away with something. Now watch you end up ratting yourself out here and it not be
I
a thing I know about.
know Coach Shelby's watching. But no, I really don't think I remember anything.
Nothing at all. Not even like your freshman year. Like maybe coming late.
Oh, you're talking about that. Yeah, I remember that.
So tell me, we'll get to that in just a second. But tell me your side of the story about coming late and trying to slide into
I
what you
actually
guys do.
told him during the first practice what happened, but I misheard the timing, thinking that it was a different time compared to what it was. So I thought we were supposed to show up at this certain time, like an hour, I think, before or after. So I showed up at the time I thought was supposed to be instead of the other time. When
Okay.
I saw everybody there, I like freaked out. I'm late and I didn't know what to do, and I like freaked out.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know who.
And I did just see a question scroll by. I don't know if you saw it or not. I'm not sure if we can. Oh, yeah, we can. During this quarantine time, when we're not allowed to do a whole lot, especially with you getting ready to go off to college and everything, what are you doing to help stay in shape?
I have therapy for my shoulders, so I definitely stay active through those exercises. And I usually go with maybe one or two people, depending. And I usually hit or do my regular things that I would do,
Okay, regular things.
as in pitching or hitting.
Okay. All right. And has the college sent things out to you yet to
That haven't.
no? Okay. That's probably coming. They're probably waiting for the season to officially be over.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. And I think there's another question here too. Um, and actually that's a question I have for you as well. But what's your most memorable moment at UHS so far? It can be sports related or not.
I think overall, just meeting new people, like memorable is. Hmm.
Other than me, of course. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, 100%.
yeah.
No, I think it's just memorable moment, as in just waking up and meeting new people every day. Like, stop it, mother, go away. No, I just it's
Mom can come in and be part of this if she wants.
but no, it's mainly just experiencing from being a freshman to a senior and now becoming an adult soon. Just everything about it. At first, I wasn't really. It's like you get nervous going into a new school, but now it's like everything. I don't know. Everything's memorable for me.
Okay, so you're gonna have a hard time putting a finger on one thing, but
Yeah,
you're
everything
really
is.
enjoying the whole thing, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay,
From prom to homecoming, everything is kind of just very memorable.
right. So again, another reason why you would suggest to any parents or any kids that are watching, get involved with everything that you can about school.
You will regret it if you don't, for sure.
Right, right. Because then you won't have all the memories that Sydney's going to have when she's 47 years old and sitting on the couch with her kids or whatever. Right?
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. What else do I have here? And getting to some of the simpler stuff. What's your favorite food to eat? If you could leave the house right now and everything was open, where would you go and what would you eat?
I would go to Tijuana and get a big burrito.
And get a beef burrito?
Chicken burrito, but a big burrito. The burritos are this big at least.
Oh, big burrito is what you said. Okay. Um, oh wow. I don't know if we want to talk about that or not. If you don't want to talk about that, we don't have to.
We can talk about it.
Okay. So how do you feel about missing out on most of your season now that it has been disrupted?
It's definitely really upsetting. I was not expecting this to happen, but it definitely shows like it makes me strong just because like at least everyone that I know is safe. So like it's not like too it's horrible because I wanted to be able to finish my senior year playing with all my teammates, but it's not the worst thing. It's definitely it is what it is kind of thing.
Right. And I know that looking from the outside, literally outside the fence to on the field with you guys, you guys had a ton or have a ton of talent this year, and you guys were really just starting to mesh and come
Yeah,
together as a
we
team.
were.
And I mean, the game you guys played at Winter Springs right before spring break, and I mean, you were just really starting to come together, and I mean, it was. I was very excited for this year, and
We
I
were all
know
very
you guys
excited.
were too. And it was going to be an exciting year for you guys. I know it was. So it's yeah. I was definitely sad. I was sad for everybody, but I was sad for you guys to. And I mean, it's officially not over. You know, the state is in talks about all kinds of alternative plans, and you know, what will they finally decide? Who knows? But I will let you know as soon as they make a decision. Um, but yeah, and you're right, Coach. She is brave, definitely. um, so, what's your favorite type of movie?
I do like romance, but I like comedy mostly. Like I'll watch a little romance here and there, but mainly comedy.
Okay, all right. And there's another one. Okay, now he's asking specifically for your favorite softball memory.
Memories for softball?
Yeah,
It's definitely when I have a no hitter or nobody gets on base. It's definitely like a very big proud feeling for myself for sure.
right.
And just watching like all my teammates grow, like everything individually just is.
Yeah, that's definitely cool.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your favorite hobby outside of softball?
I honestly just hang out with friends or I watch a lot of Netflix.
Okay.
That's about it. Now all I've been doing is online work and Netflix.
All right. I think that's about all anybody's
That's
doing
what
right
I'm
now.
doing, yeah.
Yeah. And yard work and yeah. So if mom's still listening, mom, make her do some yard work too. So
Oh, I've been doing a lot of it.
have you? Good. Good. um, but yeah. Yeah, I think we're all in the same boat there. Netflix, and I've watched a lot of little series on the TV, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's about all we can do.
For sure.
Um, do you follow any professional sports or
Mainly just softball, not too much. I like more college ball than professional, but I follow like the USA teams and all.
all right? So as far as colleges go, who's your team?
Gators.
Go Gators! All right, I knew I liked you, Chase.
Always.
Yeah. And let's see. Okay, yeah. So what are you binging on now, Chase?
Grey's Anatomy for the fourth time.
You've made it all the way through every episode 3 times?
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
waiting for the newest seasons to come out. But if I'm not on that, I'm watching Hulu and I'm watching This Is Us.
Oh my goodness. You enjoy the tears, don't you?
Sometimes.
Man. Oh, that's a great question, Coach. Who's your favorite college softball player?
I've always loved Jenny Finch because I've always wanted to be like her. As I younger, I always used to watch her videos and all her camps that she would do. But it definitely would be Jenny Finch.
And I will admit I don't follow college softball, so you're gonna have to tell us who Jenny Finch is.
She is a pitcher on USA team.
Okay. All right. And obviously since she's on Team USA, She's pretty dang good.
Very good.
Yeah. And what college did she go to?
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
I
I
don't
didn't
remember.
prepare you
I
for
just
this.
I just watch her more on pro than anything.
Okay. All right. And what's your favorite type of music?
Any kind. I listen to any kind.
Any kind. So it can be anything from country to rock to rap to R&B to anything.
Pretty much.
Oh, look at that. Coach Story, our girls basketball coach, is throwing out the knowledge at you there. He's saying she went to Arizona.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Hmm. Now I do know that he's a big baseball guy, so obviously he's at least knows a little bit about softball too.
We'll give it to her.
Or we could just be, who are we to argue? We don't know any different. So he could have said she went to Daytona State and whatever. But yeah. Um, all right. Tell me, why does Coach Shelby sometimes call you Sydney
When I'm in trouble.
when you're in trouble?
Yeah.
Um, and what type of things might you do that would cause her to call you Sydney?
Probably strike out.
Oh,
And when I did my freshman year.
and what you did your freshman year. Okay. Oh, look at that. Coach Story used to coach softball. That's right, at the land, right, Coach? Yeah. I think I forgot that. Well, not I think. Obviously, I forgot that. And let's see. So if swim and softball were not options at university for whatever reason, what other sports do you think that you may have participated in?
Golf and tennis.
Golf and tennis. Have you participated in them before? I
When
mean,
I
have you done them before?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you okay at both of them?
I have a good dry swing, but when it comes to hitting the ball, it's all right for golf. But my family does both of those, so they would teach me when I was younger. So definitely both of those.
Okay. All right. Huh. I could see you doing golf. I'm just not sure about the tennis part.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why.
I got a good swing.
Huh. Um, there's a good question. What career path do you think you'll take? Like, what do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a physical therapist.
All right. And I'm guessing that the college down in Hillsborough, I guess they have at least
I
some
am
prereqs for
my
that.
AS there for all my science credits, and then when hopefully if I go up to Montreat, they will have my actual program.
So when are they pretty much a feeder school for a specific 4-year program?
Who
Hillsborough Community.
Hillsborough? Say again?
The college that you're going to
Mm-hmm.
to play, that's Hillsborough Community, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I know a lot of times community colleges are typically feeder programs for a specific
Yes.
university. Are they a feeder program
Yes, sir.
for which school?
I think maybe I think UF might be one, and I think Kaiser.
Okay.
No, I'm
Okay.
not sure Kaiser, but I think for sure UF.
Okay. All right. So are you hoping that maybe that you end up, taking it to a 4-year college as far as playing softball goes?
I do.
Awesome. Awesome. Um, and Beach Girl is asking who your favorite singer is, other than me.
Oh,
I really don't sing very well.
I like a lot of singers. I mean, I like Luke Bryan, but depends on who. If it's pop or if it's country.
Well, you said Luke Bryan first, so I guess we'll just go with Luke Bryan.
Luke Bryan.
And your favorite place to travel?
North Carolina.
Over in the mountains or over on the coast?
The mountains.
Mountains, definitely. Yeah. Um, let's see. And and there's a song. I honestly can't remember who does it. Maybe you do. But if I could write a letter to me when I was 17, what what would you write in that letter to you as maybe an incoming freshman? What advice would you give yourself?
Honestly, to stay confident through anything and to always stay focused on your life goals and not to like fall behind, not to procrastinate, and to not be stupid, but to always believe in yourself.
Now, I noticed that you said to stay confident, believe in yourself. Um, do you think that's an issue that maybe a lot of high school kids have?
I think if there's a downfall in anything whatsoever, people definitely don't have enough confidence in themselves. So I feel like if you have more confidence, you'll definitely feel more better towards any situation. I mean, that at least with me, I need more confidence when it comes to anything.
And I think that in the high school, that is something I see a lot with a lot of kids across the board is confidence,
Yes, sir.
whether it comes from experience or just true lack of confidence. So I would totally agree that any kid, if they could write a letter to themselves, and I know in elementary school or in middle school, a lot of times they do write a letter to themselves, but it's to their older selves.
I believe I wrote one for graduation.
Oh, did you?
I think we did it senior step up day. We had to write a small letter to open up on the senior breakfast, I
Oh,
believe.
wow. And wow. Okay, I won't even go any further with my thought then. Huh. Well, I hope you get it. I really do.
Me too.
Yeah. And moving forward beyond this situation that we're in right now, um, how how do you think this unique situation is going to help prepare you and everyone in your generation, but particularly this year's seniors, for the rest of their lives?
I mean, I feel like it's something everyone will never forget because they didn't expect to not have a graduation or a prom as of right now. But I feel like they'll definitely like look up to it. And I feel like if this was to happen again, we would be like the most prepared and well thought about it.
Go into a little more like why do you think that?
Because I feel like, well, this definitely affected us a lot, like all 2020. So I feel like we definitely have like a great open mind towards what is going on and what has happened.
And so do you feel that this virus has you use the phrase open mind, it's helped prepare you a little more because you guys were all on this straight path, just like the last 10 years before you at university have been. And then all of a sudden, it goes that way because here you are.
Mm-hmm.
You,
It
you,
definitely threw us off path for sure.
yeah. And I know every senior that I've talked to, which honestly has not been a lot of them. I mean, I've talked to a handful of them. Everyone seems to be dealing with it well. Um, you think that has helped you guys be better prepared for whatever mess might come later in life, whether it's a struggle in work or a struggle in your relationship, marriage, whatever it might be. You think it's
It's definitely it will make us stronger just dealing with how serious this situation is.
hmm, that's a great way to look at it. It really is. Um, and I applaud you for looking at it that way. That's an awesome way to look at it. I mean, you know, everything being up in the air as far as senior activities. It really sucks, but having that mindset, like you just said, that's a great way to look at it. And I know it's it would really suck if you weren't able to, join in on some of those senior activities. Um, but yeah, that's a great way to look at it, Chase. Good job. Good
Thanks.
job. Yeah. Boy, your freshman PE teacher must have been awesome for you to have that mindset, right?
Very.
Yeah. um, so yeah. Um, does anybody have any other questions? I know that she has a virtual team meeting. We're going to try and get.
I think we rescheduled it for tomorrow.
Oh, did you? All because of me?
Oh yeah, all because of you.
Oh, okay. Well, does anybody have anything else? What do you say to someone who may not like high school? Um, what do you say to them?
Well, I would apologize because I mean this definitely shapes you for adulthood, but I wonder why they don't like high school. I mean, yes, because of bullying, but I feel like talking to people helps.
I mean, just talking.
Like to a teacher or to another student that isn't bullying you.
So just being a little more social is what you mean.
Yes,
Coming coming out of your I don't know, comfort zone a little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But don't push it too much to the point where you're like very like freaked out.
Right. Right. Um, I know that in my role now with being athletic director in our office at lunch sometimes, heck, myself and Mrs. Pearsall, we might have 20, 25 kids just hanging out during lunch, and I think it's because they're comfortable, but they all end up being buddies and hanging out together, even if they're there to see myself or Mrs. Pearsall. And then here towards the end of the year, they end up not being in there. So I think you're absolutely right. If you do go outside your comfort zone a little bit, it's going to help a lot. Um, and I don't know if you can even really answer that question or not. How much are you going to miss high school?
I'm not gonna miss the drama inside of the high school, but I'm gonna miss the overall like again, it shapes you and you grow and it helps you become the person you are. But I mean, I'll miss the events, but probably not as much as the learning, if that makes sense.
So you'll miss the learning? Is that what you're saying?
Not so much.
Okay, you won't miss the
But I'll
learning.
miss all the activities and all like meeting new friends and everything and like associated with that.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay, you won't miss the learning,
Not so much.
but you'll miss all the extras.
The extras, yes. I'll
Will you
miss the teachers too, you know.
will you even miss the practices, even the practices that suck? Will you miss them?
For like softball and swim.
Yeah,
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
I already do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Coach Story has it. Man, Coach Story's got them questions. How would you help a teammate who's going through a slump?
I feel like if just talking to them and like if people who have slumps who are really they don't have a lot of confidence in themselves and they're really upset because they feel like they can't fix this slump. But if, I feel like if you just if I would talk it through with them, I'd help them like stay after and work on it a little more because it doesn't help like in one day. You can't fix something in one day. So I feel like just helping them, giving them encouraging words so that they can get through it, they can do it, and just hope that they'll use those and get better throughout the season.
And I'm sure as a softball player, particularly, you've been through slumps,
All the time.
right? Um, and is was there any way that you changed your training, or did you just kind of push through it?
Changed mindset for sure, but it's definitely working. Like I would stay after practice every day and I would work. to get better and better each day to fix what is happening, whether it be hitting, pitching, fielding, or anything. But I would stay and I'd work until I figured out what I did wrong.
Okay. And I do know that a lot of times it comes from that repetitiveness of, uh, what is it, doing the same thing over and over and expecting something different to happen. What's that called? Insanity. I think that's the official definition for insanity. So, uh, that sometimes has a way of fixing slumps, when you change it up a little bit, whether it's staying after for practice or, taking a mental break or whatever. But, so it's, yeah, it's definitely a thing. And like I said, I know in softball and baseball, it's definitely a thing when someone, yes, see, insanity, I was right. I'm,
Yes.
I'm there all the time. Um, but, like I said, I know in baseball and in softball, it, it's definitely a thing all the time. Um, and you guys got to work through it. And as pitchers, a lot of times you guys got to work through it, whether it's from overuse or whatnot. And it's just, I don't know. And as athletes, you got to learn to work through it, and you got to learn to be smarter with yourselves too. I mean, as an athlete and working through slumps and whatnot.
Move through it, not stay at the same place.
Right, right. The same place up here more than anything. Yeah. Um, so, does anybody have anything else?
Hi, Miss Kells.
Um, have you figured that out yet? When to take a break?
Eh, yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
Um, and you kind of maybe already answered this question, but we haven't asked it exactly like that. But what advice would you give to other athletes that are missing their season right now?
I mean, all you can do is just think positive. Yes, everything is kind of falling down slowly but fastly. You just have to think that like you will still get time to play after the virus ends, and that just I mean you can still practice. You're still participating in sports. It's just by yourself or in your backyard, but mainly just keep practicing and just know that even though you're not out there playing with your teammates, you're still being able to do the sport you love. Just keep working and keep practicing and stay positive throughout the whole thing.
Um, Here's another question. One of the things, yes, she's definitely got an optimistic look on everything. So yeah, um, one of the things we keep reading on social media or even sometimes hear about on the news is how people, your generation or maybe even 30 and younger aren't really following the advice of, the CDC and the government people, the no groups of 10 or more and all that kind of stuff, and still going out and hanging out with people and doing all that stuff you're not supposed to do. What would you say to those people?
I mean, occasionally I will go out, but it's not with huge groups. But I feel like just be smart about it. I feel like they should stay indoors if they're really wanting their seasons to continue, if they're athletes, just to stay indoors so they could figure a cure for this and to not spread the disease as much as it's already being spread. But I feel like people just stay indoors and just listen to what people are saying so it doesn't get worse.
Right, right. Yeah. And hope that we can go back to school on, the beginning of May. That'd be great.
I hope so. I don't like online school.
Yeah. Nobody does. Yeah. That's for sure. Um, so yeah, if nobody else has anything else for Chase, that's that's about all I got, unless Chase has something else. And that's Chase, you got anything else?
No.
Well, all right, Chase. Well, I think tonight went all right. I mean, there weren't really any bugs I can think of, but thank you very much for being our first person on our live Instagram thing,
You're welcome.
and we'll talk to you later.
Alrighty.
Okay, see you, Chase.
See ya.